Hello there and welcome to this second video in a series of 3 where I'm going to be explaining to you some of the ways in which you can work with the Oracle board and the Wheel of Abundance. So in this second video we're going to be looking at the Wheel of Abundance, which is on the other side of the board. And you'll see here we've got 8 different segments which comprise of 8 different significant areas of your life. And so my intention with the Wheel of Abundance was really to take a holistic view of your life, what's going on within your life in these very important areas, so that you can get some guidance around that, so you can ask some questions about what are the important areas that I need to focus on, and what is coming up for me in those areas as well. So you can use the board for what's known as divination, which is divining information, which is asking for guidance and clarity and giving you a little bit of a heads up from your highest self, from your angels and guides, about what is to come in the future. Then we're also going to look at the other aspect of the charm casting and Wheel of Abundance, and that's all around personal development. That's all around really looking at your life and sensing what are some of the ways in which I'm out of balance, what are some of the ways in which I would like my life to be better, where am I in control of that, what are some of the things I can do, or at least be aware of it, because with awareness comes the ability to start to create the things that are maybe missing or that we'd like more of, or improvements around. So in the second video today, we're going to be looking at the divining side of things, getting a forecast, getting some angelic guidance around these 8 areas of your life. So in your pack, so the gift pack that these videos come with, you will have received a little bag that contains 50 charms. And all of the charms are different, so no 2 people would have got exactly the same charms. But they are equally beautiful, all of them. This is my particular set of charms, and you can see some of them have got enamel on them. Some are silver, some are golden colours. And they all have really beautiful symbolism and meaning. Now, some of them you'll look at immediately and you'll say, oh yes, I know what that means. So I'm going to show you the love one. So that one's like a little heart with an arrow through it. So that could indicate love and romance coming your way, or love goals, or a message about love. It could be something like that. We've got a tree. So that can indicate family. It can indicate stability, growth, and wisdom. So the same way, an owl would indicate that, great wisdom. So there's lots of different meanings for these, but what I would say to you is, you're going to have your own charms, and it's important for you to get acquainted with the charms that you got. So my first recommendation or suggestion would be for you to sit down and have a look through, look at the charms, and write down some meanings for yourself around what they might signify. So this horse is galloping, so that could be about action. Have a look online and type in the words, the spiritual meaning of, and then whatever that object is. So the spiritual meaning of a horse, the spiritual meaning of a crescent moon it's got some little angel wings on that one, the spiritual meaning of a leaf. And then you can get some really interesting insights into what these different charms mean. And then also what I would advise you to do is to really use your intuition, to really go to your intuition, because sometimes we might say, oh, if that I'm so used to saying the word card, if that charm falls out in a casting, then I know it's the hand of Hamsa, so that's all about protection. It's the hand of protection. But it could also be a hand coming up in front of you saying stop, or warning you about something. So what I would say is, with each casting, you're going to have your stock meaning, you know, the meaning that you've attributed according to your research that you've done, or what you believe the meaning to be of each charm. But then you'll also get some kind of intuitive code coming through. You get some kind of sense of, yeah, that means something different in this situation, or it has additional meaning. So I would always connect with your higher self whenever you're doing charm casting, as well as the notes that you've made for yourself. So you can leave these charms in the little bag. It's a very handy bag, and I chose it because it had a nice wide opening, and then it just pulls shut and none of the charms fall out, which is really great. Or if you like, you can get a little bowl and put your charms into the bowl so you could see the charms if you want to. It's entirely up to you how you like to work with the charms. For the purposes of this activity, because you've got a little silk bag and I've got one, we're going to go with the silk bag for this exercise today. So we are going to do what's known as a charm casting, and this is an ancient art of divination. So basically what ancient fortune tellers did was they would use stones, or they would use runes, but even bones before they had charms to do this, and they would literally cast them, and the pattern that they fell in gave them lots of information about the meaning of those particular items that they were casting, that they were throwing, to give advice and information to whoever wanted a casting reading. So we're going to resurrect this ancient art by doing that ourselves and using the Wheel of Abundance as our forecasting tool. So let's do a casting now, and we're just going to do a casting for me, seeing as I am here with the charm bag, and you're going to help me to interpret these as well while you're watching. So I'm going to just shuffle around in the bag with my fingers, and I'm just going to grab between just my two fingers and my thumb just a few charms, hold them in my fingers, and then I'm going to shut my eyes and throw them onto the board. Okay, now the first thing that you'll notice is this hand of Hamsa flew off out here. So one of the things to note is anything that falls outside of the blue wheel itself still has a meaning. It's still important, and we've got to look at which segment it corresponded with. So my little hand of Hamsa went right out here, and it corresponded with change. So there is something that I need to pay attention to when it comes to change. Now, something that has fallen outside of the wheel, I always feel like it has a particularly strong resonance with your angels, because it's like the outermost. So it's like the higher up the chain of spiritual guidance. So this is a message from your angels in particular. So the outermost realms of the universe giving us some wisdom. And this is my angels wanting me to know through this little hand of Hamsa charm that I'm being protected through any changes that are going on in my life right now. So I do feel as though there's change coming. There's been change brewing for the last 18 months or so. I am slightly nervous about change, even though I like it and I want it. It's still the unknown, isn't it? And I feel as though that's a really beautiful message for me from my angels, saying, don't worry, we're protecting you during the process of this change. So I just wanted to point that out because that happened. I'm really glad it happened live while I'm doing this. Then the other thing that I want to show you and point out is, where did the charms fall on the segments of the wheel? So this is a really important thing to look at next. Where did you have charms falling? So we've got that little arrow with the love hearts going through, fell into my energy and well-being. And I also got, I'll just show you, this is like a little 4-leaf clover, which is a symbol of luck. So those two fell in my energy and well-being. I didn't have anything falling into these 3 areas, so those don't seem as though they're important or significant in this particular reading today for me, so I'm not going to focus on those. I'm just going to focus on where the charms fell. Now we have another really great example of things that can happen during a charm casting, and that is this charm fell bang smack in between two segments, in between change and personal development. So it's important to note that it has almost equal weighting. So I've got two charms in change because I've got that little crown charm there. As you can see, this beautiful little crown. Turn it over that way and see it was like halfway across like that. And then we can count it as being in the personal development segment as well, along with this little pair of trousers, which is so cute. This has come out for me before, actually, in a little reading that I've done for myself. So a little pair of pants with a pocket with a heart on it. So cute. So personal development. So these three segments seem to be really important because I've had two charms falling in all three of those, should I say. So here we've got the crown, and the crown, when I think about the symbolism of a crown, it's about the queen, isn't it? You know, it's about being the head of something, being the monarch. It's about sovereignty and royalty and sophistication, being in charge as well, because the queen or the king, you know, they're at the top of the monarchy, the head monarch. So it does feel as though it's like, you know, it's time for me to step up in terms of change. It's time for me to take control. It's time for me to lead the change and to know that I am protected. So, you know, the protection's happening outside of me. It's beautiful cosmic protection, which is really lovely. And then we have the little trousers in the personal development section and the crown. So it's about take control. You know, I always feel as though the trousers, they mean who's wearing the trousers. You know, that's what they say as an expression, isn't it? When somebody's in charge in the household, who wears the trousers in this household? Who wears the trousers in this relationship? So I feel as though it's like a message to take control, to be in charge of my change, of creating change in my life and my personal development. So it's like, be a leader, be strong, be tough about that. Then when we come over here, I've got a heart and padlock heart shape in money and finances. Okay, it's a really sweet little heart with this little key there. So it could be, you know, when I look at that, my instant thought is, you know, so something significant, money and finances. Yes, at the moment I'm concentrating on that a lot. I've had a lot of overheads lately with new product development and household things that need my attention, repairs and remodeling that needed doing, and it's cost me a lot of money. But it feels as though, because there's a heart here and there's a keyhole, there is a key, there is the ability to unlock money through doing the things that I love, potentially through my heart space. So, you know, we won't always get instant answers to things. You may look at these and things and think, I don't know what they mean. Take a photograph, go away, or, you know, write down what came out on the charm casting and just sleep on it, go away, let it incubate in your mind, and you will start to get answers. You won't always get this dripping off your tongue. They won't always be obvious. I did record another video which was like a promotional video for the Wheel of Abundance, and I did a little charm casting, and some of the charms that came out there, when I watched the video back, I actually thought, I said it meant this, and I really feel as though now I've thought about it, there is these additional meanings that have come up for me. So it's really important to allow yourself time. Be kind to yourself, you know, just allow this information to flow through you intuitively, and that does take time, so don't rush it. The other area where I had the two charms was energy and well-being, and so as I said, I had the 4-leaf clover, and then I had this lovely little love heart with the arrow through. Now, I have been doing a lot of things to concentrate on my heart health So eating really dark green vegetables, exercising more, walking more, trying to get at least 10,000 steps a day, sleeping better, eating better generally, and looking at the ways in which I'm overworking or overtired or I'm getting anxious about things. So it feels as though, fingers crossed, with the lovely little 4-leaf clover, that luck is on my side, that, you know, the things that I've been doing to take care of me and to give myself and my body lots of love, it looks as though it's going to be very fortunate for me, which is really, really beautiful. So what do you do now when you've done your charm casting? Well, you can write down the things that came out of the charm casting, or as I said, take a photograph, and inside your pack, your gift set, you would receive 4 of these Wheel of Abundance, which is the blank sheet. And you can take one of these and you could draw the charms where they fell into that blank Wheel of Abundance. So you don't have to be a fantastic artist to do this, just as long as you know what it means. You could maybe write the meanings in if you want to. And you could also write down in this little petal shape here at the edge of the Wheel of Abundance, maybe something that you want to do to address that particular area, or write down an important affirmation for yourself around that area that has come up for you. The other thing that you could do is to have a look and see, how do I feel about some of the things that have come out for me, you know, that these are particular areas. How do I feel about the fact that love and joy didn't come up, or business and career didn't come out? Am I disappointed by that? How good do I feel about that particular area of my life? Usually, if the charms have not fallen in these particular segments, they're not of immediately pressing urgency in your life right now, or not, your angels haven't got something to tell you about that today anyway. So that is how to do a very simple charm casting. I'm going to show you how to do a charm casting where we take into consideration every single one of these 8 segments in the Wheel of Abundance. So I'm going to pop those charms back into my little bag. I'm going to shake them, get them all shuffled around. And now we're going to get some advice about each of the 8 different areas. So we're going to choose a charm to correspond with each one of those areas. So I'm going to begin with personal development. So I'm going to say, angels, please advise me about personal development, anything I need to know about personal development. And I'm grabbing a charm, and it is this beautiful little acorn. Isn't that lovely? So that's telling me acorns are a form of seed that come from oak trees, and so, you know, you often find acorns around autumn time. I'm filming this video actually during the autumn. There are leaves floating down from the trees outside the window as I'm recording this. It's really beautiful. So the autumn time could be a very significant time for my personal development, and also it feels as though any seeds that I plant at this time are going to be very fruitful for me, or going to certainly develop in spring with this acorn. And even though, you know, the symbolism of an acorn is you plant something, it's very tiny, but it has the potential to grow into something really big and established, and that has this great strength. So that's a really beautiful message for personal development there for me. So I'm going to place that down there just to remind myself. Next thing I'm going to do is to draw a charm for family and soul tribe, and I've got the horse. Okay. So the horse is galloping, it's running, it's moving. So my family and soul tribe, I may be traveling to see my family and soul tribe, or that might be a message for me. Go see them, go see your people. And I am actually going to visit my parents this weekend, which is amazing. And a friend of mine is coming up to visit me. We just arranged that today, and she's coming from quite a long distance to come and stay with me here in my home. So that's happening in about 3 weeks' time. So that is amazing. So what a great little message that really corresponds with what's going on in my life right now. Money and finances. Let's draw a charm for that. So let's have this one. Oh, it's got another horse-like creature, but it's the unicorn. Now, I love the way that this unicorn is really leaping into the air, looking very happy, looking very active. It looks like it's in pursuit of something. So it does really feel as though things are looking up, taking off with regards to money and finances. And of course, the unicorn is a very pure and beautiful animal. It has its horn on its third eye. So, you know, that's all about intuition, following your intuition, trusting your intuition when it comes to money. So we'll place him there. Those two are riding towards one another there. Business and career. Oh, I've got some big butterfly, big golden butterfly. So things could be really changing and transforming. Maybe it's my time to really blossom. Maybe I'm working hard and munching away as a caterpillar, and things are starting to take off for me and take flight in business and career. Now also I do like to pay attention to the seasons with some of these things. And as I had with the acorn, that's talking about autumn. Butterflies usually take off, they take flight in the summertime, traditionally here in the UK. So summer would be a really good time for business and career to transform. So I'll take good heart from that. So we've just got 4 more. So peace and spirituality. I have, oh, this is lovely. So we've got a treble clef and a golden one. So this is all about harmony, music, lyrics. So peace and spirituality, it feels as though maybe a way of me connecting with my peace and spirituality would be to play music, because lately to relax I've been playing this beautiful spa music, meditation music that is on YouTube. I've been playing that in the background while I've been working, or when I'm just sitting and you know, chilling in the evening. Also, I really want to go and have a singing bowl sound bath. A friend of mine organises these at her spa wellbeing centre, so maybe that's a prompt for me to go and have a sound bath. That would be really good for my peace and spirituality. So definitely we'll do that. Love and joy. Let's see what comes up for that one. Let's have this. Oh, look at that. So I've got a beautiful angel, their lovely wings for love and joy. So I have beautiful angelic love coming my way. Maybe not any romantic love, but certainly very pure and beautiful love from my angels, and you know, connecting to love and joy through my angels. So that's whenever the angels or the angel wings come out, if you have any of those in your charms, they're always a lovely message, a lovely hello from your angels in that particular area. So maybe they're just saying, you know, keep the faith that love will find its way to you. Certainly romantic love, because I am surrounded by love in my life. And energy and well-being. Let's have this little one. Oh, there we go. So we've got the heart again. So isn't it interesting? In energy and well-being, earlier I got a heart. So it's take care of your heart. That's the key to your well-being. I certainly will carry on doing that, because I did have some chest pains earlier in the year, and I had really high heart rate. I was having palpitations. So I've done a lot of things to try and correct that, and it seems to be working, but it feels as though it's something that I really need to keep on top of, and to not let that slide in any way. And then finally, a charm for change. Let's have this one. And we've got the flowers. So things are blossoming to fullness. Got this beautiful blue flower, which kind of reminds me of a forget-me-not. So it's like, don't forget change. Change is the only constant. Change is important. It feels like change is a big area of growth in my life right now, for sure. So I'll write down on either a blank Wheel of Abundance sheet or in a journal, or take a photograph of those different charms, and then just see what happens see if any other guidance or ideas come through for you when you do that. And you know, I would change it up. I would do the random charm casting, I would do the individual charms as well, and see what you prefer and when is a good time for you to do, to choose each particular way of doing that. So I hope you get lots from the charm casting. You can actually ask specific questions when you're casting, or you can just have a general cast and just see what comes up for you. Be open, be curious, and most of all, practice, practice, practice. That is the thing that the best piece of advice that I can give you, the best thing I can tell you, because you will become very acquainted with your charms and their meanings, and you'll become much more open to your own highest self speaking through you, and your angels giving you some pointers about what these individual charms mean and why they mean that for you at that particular time and in that particular area of your life. So good luck with your charm casting, and join me for the third video where we're going to be looking at the Wheel of Abundance in more detail.